Here's how I affixed the back card to the front card that holds the mini quilt. After you've affixed the quilt to the front card, you want to fold the fabric on the back so it's 1 millimeter or 2 away from the edge of the corner of the card, and it makes this nice diagonal line. And then you take the top piece of fabric and the side piece of fabric and you fold them in like so in order to create this diagonal line here where these two pieces of fabric meet in this fold right here. And you can either iron it or take your flat iron and give it a quick press. You want to do that to both sides, of course. And after that's done, you want to open it up again. Sorry, this has glue on it, so it's a little sticky. And you want to refold that so that it comes in and makes a nice crease on the back side. First, you'll affix your glue. I'm just using regular school glue stick from Elmer's. And you heavily glue the side and the fabric of both sides. The middle of the top and the top portion of the card, so the middle of the top of the fabric and the middle of the top portion of the card, and then glue heavily in both corners. And then you're going to utilize that fold you just made by pulling the fabric in gently, first the side and the top, and then very gently run your finger along this fold right here that you made with your flat iron or your iron. And again over here, run your finger gently along that fold right there. The other thing that can be helpful is a kitchen skewer. You can use like a bamboo kitchen skewer that has a nice point to run it along that line right there. I'm going to use this seam ripper and run it along that line there so it makes a really nice crease. And then you want to get glue up in this fold area right here. So you want to get it inside this little triangle shape that you've made so that you can very gently press it down and make a neat corner. Just like so. So the inside of this shape here is glued, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run glue along the under of both sides of that shape so it lays down flat. And you can use your fingers to press it down, or if you have a brayer, that can help too. I'm going to put a little glue on this to keep it down. And then you do the same to the other side, of course. Push the side and the top in, and then run your finger or your kitchen skewer or some sharp point like your seam ripper along that line that you made right here on both sides. Glue inside this shape that you made. And then gently press it down. So you've got this nice corner, this nice crisp corner here. Glue the underside. And then put a ton of glue all over the back of this card because we're going to place the other card down on top of it. So you want to glue it very heavily, and you want to make sure that you get glue on all of these delicate little tabs down at the bottom of the card where the punch outs are. And that's where you want to begin with the back card. You want to begin down at the punch out area. And you want to take your back card and first and foremost align it very carefully with the edges of the punch out so they match very nicely, so you don't see them, you don't see the other card on either side. And then of course match the corners. And then finger press so it lays flat and the adhesive works on both sides of the card. And then you want to press from the middle out to the edges. And you can use a flower press if you have one, or just a really heavy book to set on top of the card so that the adhesive sticks really well to both sides, both cards. And then when you're done, you after it's dried, you can pull it out from under the book, and you might find that there's some lift in the corners, in which case you can just take your skewer or an old seam ripper and re-glue the corners so they stick more firmly. Sometimes it happens along the edge too, so you just get a little more adhesive under there and finger press it, and it should turn out fine. And that's how you adhere the back card to the front card of your mini quilt.